He looks just like a waxwork.
A lot of people say that.
Do they?
I have to ask you if you can formally identify this as the late William Simmons.
Oh, yes. That's William.
Excuse me. I think you're in my seat.
Sorry?
This seat. I reserved it.
There's no ticket.
Yes, there is. I have it here.
No, there's no ticket on the seat. How was I to know?
Well, I'm sorry, but there are the seats.
Do me a favour, would you? I mean, I'll have to put all this away, get my case.
Are you asking me to sit somewhere else?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind. Like you said, there are other seats.
Well, why don't you sit on one? Because I am tired of standing here arguing with you.
All right. Hold on to your hat. Do everybody a favour. Get a life, eh?
What'll we call her?
June, of course. After the month.
Sunny and beautiful.
Come and look at your new sister, May.
Come on, darling.
Isn't she beautiful?
She's ugly.
May?
Leave her. She's fine. You gave her the present.
The doll, yeah.
Well then, she's got her own little baby, hasn't she?
Excuse me. Is that seat taken?
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Thank you. So bad.
It's a trilobite.
Yes, I meant a trilobite. Probably Jurassic.
Tell her, June.
Trilobites are usually Permian.
They're not.
I'm afraid they are, May. But don't worry, you're only about 100 million years out. You've scratched it very badly here.
But well done for finding it, May.
Look at her. She can't stand it when she's wrong.
She's 13, Charlie. It's a difficult age for a girl.
Don't get lost, the pair of you! What a spare of a Ginny.
She's very good with Mother.
Stray cats and birds with broken wings. She's always picking up hopeless cases.
I don't think Mother would be very pleased to be described as a hopeless case.
Yeah, well, thank God we've one bright child.
It's an ammonite, isn't it?
Andrew rhinoceros.
Sounds complicated.
Not really. It's by far the most familiar fossil there is.
You're an expert, then?
As a schoolgirl, I used to collect them with my younger sister during the summer holidays. June never had a clue, of course. Couldn't tell her Devonian from her Jurassic.
I'm surprised ammonites are so common. We always prize them so.
Yes.
Where are the girls?
By the cliffs last time I looked.
I told them not to wander off.
They'll be about.
I'll go and check. May's so careless.
There, see, I told you, it is an ammonite.
Don't, May, please. Come back. It's dangerous.
Don't you want to see it?
Yes, but Dad's calling. He'll be worried.
It's a huge one. Must be at least 6 inches across.
There aren't any that big along this stretch.
Want to bet?
Don't. Please, May. Leave it.
I didn't know you were scared.
I'm not.
Come on and look then. It's incredible.
Okay.
Come on then. It's okay. It's safe enough. I mean, I did it, didn't I? Come on.
May! June!
It's all right,
June!
Daddy. I
Don't
can
move!
get her.
I'm coming!
Daddy!
Don't be such a crybaby, June.
Look!
I'm coming, June!
Daddy! Daddy, I'm stuck! Daddy, please help me! I'm stuck! Help! Daddy!
It's all right. I've got you.
It's all right, Daddy. It's perfectly safe.
You keep quiet, you hear? Don't move a muscle. You've done enough for one day.
But it's not dangerous. We can get back.
That's it. Up we come. I got it. That's it. Right. Good girl. Good girl. May! Don't move! Stay just where you are.
It's okay, Daddy. I can do it. I told you it was safe. It's just her. She panics. See? An ammonite. I knew I could find an ammonite. Not even a scratch.
You put both your lives in danger for a fossil.
But it wasn't that dangerous, honestly.
You stupid.
Stupid girl! Come back here this instant! May! May! Come back here this instant, you hear?
It's just a small thing, but I found it. It took me 2 hours, but I found it. And I kept it. And I didn't tell anyone. Certainly not her. And certainly not him.
Well, if you'll excuse me, coming into my station. Nice adventure. Right.
Hurry up.
bound for?
Croydon.
Far enough then.
Yes.
Can be tiring travelling.
You should know.
Yeah. Yeah, I reckon I should at that. You live around these parts then?
Not for 20 years.
Oh, a lot changed in 20 years.
Wasn't that the solicitors?
Solicitors, greengrocer, chemist. Ah, it's all gone now.
Can I help you?
Help me.
The house is mine, as are the daughters.
Forgive me. I used to live here a long time ago.
Is this your birthplace?
Yes.
Please, come in. As you can see, I have been shopping. You must have some tea. You see how lazy my youngest is? बेटा, ये अंदर ले जाना और चाय का पानी रख देना.
They're lovely girls.
They are very different girls. Amina is very hardworking and obedient. And Asifa, she's better looking, cheekier, and more intelligent. She always comes first in her class.
Congratulations.
Get along, Althea.
Thank you. You will stay for some tea.
No. I only wanted to see the garden and the swing.
Well,
do you like ice cream? Is that all right?
yes.
I used to love ice cream when I was a girl.
That is very kind.
I hope you're very happy here.
Thank you. We are.
Look, Mummy. Look what the lady's given me.
There's always a bit of a lull, but then things pick up and, well, we don't grumble too much. Oh, mind that step, it's a bit narrow. Right, just round here. Here we are then, Miss Thrace. Nice room, plenty of light.
Is there a room at the back? I'm a light sleeper.
Nothing much up this way of a night. But if that's what you want, that's what you shall have. Just round the corner. That's it. Perhaps I'd better go ahead. I'd like to mind the step. Right. Here we are then. Not so much light, but it is quieter and it does face the back.
This'll be just fine.
We ask our guests to leave the room key in reception, should you go out. I hope you'll enjoy your stay.
Thank you, I'm sure I will.
More toast, Miss Thrace? Did you enjoy your breakfast?
Yes, thank you.
All fresh farm produce here, Miss Thrace.
The house, the one my room overlooks.
The old rectory?
It's very fine.
Oh, yes. It's a beautiful house. Are you looking for property locally?
I'm not sure.
Well, Haxby's a lovely village. And I dare say Mrs. Simmons' place could be on the market. Depending on her circumstances, of course.
Mrs. Simmons.
The lady who lives in the old rectory. Poor woman's just been widowed. In fact, it's not a week since her husband died. Nice man, Mr. Simmons. Handsome, too. Not that he had a lot to do with the village. Spent most of his time in London. More than often away on business. A solicitor was our Mr. Simmons. Quite an important figure, I believe. Got his picture in the paper when he died.
The house was busy then?
Oh, no. Not for a long time now.
Why not?
Well, between you and me, I don't think Mrs. Simmons really liked all that London business. She seemed to prefer the peace and quiet of her own home.
A recluse?
Oh, goodness me, no. Quite the opposite. Heart and soul of Haxby is Mrs. Simmons. Chairman of the parish council, runs the village hall committee. There's nothing she hasn't got a finger in. Be a big gap in the village if she sold up and left.
Well, let's hope she doesn't.
Amen to that.
I am the resurrection and the life, saith the Lord. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth. And though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see God, whom I shall see for myself, and mine eyes shall behold, and not another. We brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. The Lord gave, and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. I said, I will take heed to my ways, that I offend not in my tongue. I will keep my mouth, as it were, with a bridle, while the ungodly is in my sight. I held my tongue, and spake nothing. I kept silence, yea, even from good words, but it was pain and grief to me. Lord, let me know mine end, and the number of my days, that I may be certified how long I have to live.
I'll see you.
It's been a long time, eh? Mother's funeral. Must be 7 years. I thought you might at least have answered my letters.
I'm here, aren't I?
Yes, and I'm very pleased to see you.
Did he suffer?
Towards the end.
I should have been told.
I didn't want anyone to know. You didn't tell me for 6 months. Look, May, come back to the house, please.
What's the point? You know how I feel.
Well, now you're here.
I didn't come here to see you. I came here to see him.
William's gone, May.
I know that.
Please. Please, May, come back to the house. I need you with me.
Why?
Because I've lost my husband. Because you're my sister.
And that's my bad luck.
Can we stop this now?
Now that he's dead, you mean? That doesn't change a thing as far as I'm concerned. You want to grieve, you grieve, but don't expect me to help. Maybe now you'll understand what I've been through. Maybe now you'll understand what it's like to lose someone that you love.
I'm so glad she's not having all of them back to the house. I find all this funeral bait meat business a bit grisly. especially in weather like this.
She did look pretty shattered. I'll pop round later and see how she is.
Yeah. Who is she, do you know?
Distant relative? June seemed to know her pretty well.
Hmm.
Who is it?
Alice Patmore, the landlady.
Come in.
I'm sorry to bother you, Miss Thrace, but you have a visitor.
Only me.
I'd no idea Mrs. Simmons was your sister.
We haven't seen each other for a while.
Aren't you going to invite me in?
Please, come in. Thank you.
Can I bring you up some tea?
No, thanks, not for me. That'll set the tongues wagging.
They would really wag if they knew the whole story.
You shouldn't be staying here, May. Among strangers. You should be at the house.
Should I?
I know it's difficult, but I think it might be therapeutic.
Lay a few ghosts.
But that's what I'd like.
It's too late for that.
Just a cup of tea.
I'm sorry. I can't hang around. I've got to go back to Croydon. I've a living to earn, unlike some.
5 minutes. Please, May. I won't ask any more. Just 5 minutes.
It's beautiful. I've never seen such a lovely place. Except on trips with Mother, of course. She always liked to visit those country houses.
It's Japanese.
You've been to Japan?
William took me.
And bought you this?
As a memento.
It's lovely. Did he buy you this as well?
It's from Prague. Well, it's German, actually. But we found it in a little shop just off the old square.
It's perfect.
William had impeccable taste.
Yes.
But he always bought me something. The whole house is full of memories. You'll have some tea?
I don't know.
Please, May. It's such a long time since we had the chance to talk. You'd be doing me a great favor.
All right, then.
Do you, want to look around?
Could I?
Of course. Feel free. It's a big house. There's lots to see.
Thank you.
I see the moon sees me, down through the leaves of the old oak
lunch is not ready yet, and you are not supposed to be in here.
I'm surprised someone with so sweet a voice can sound so stern.
Well, they have to know where they stand.
Absolutely. I'm William Simmons.
Oh, hello.
That was lovely.
Thank you for coming all this way.
Not at all. My boss prefers us to see people in the office normally, but I think these kids aren't quite so overwhelmed on home territory.
I don't think Wendy thinks of this as her home.
No, I suppose not.
Hello.
Hello. What are they here, orphans?
Some. Most are illegitimate or rejected. They're here because they have no one.
I have you.
House mother is hardly a substitute for the real thing. Don't run up the stairs, please.
Yes, miss.
Sure, you do a great job.
Maybe because it's the only one I can get.
Don't believe that.
Wendy, this is your solicitor, Mr.
Simmons.
Mr. Wendy!
It's okay, you can wait.
I'm sorry, she's difficult.
Well, I can blame her. Probably seen too many men in suits.
I know, but I explained that you were coming.
Don't worry. I'm used to it. I have no illusions about legal aid, Miss Thrace. Not involved to be popular.
I think it's a wonderful thing you're doing.
You do get paid, you know.
Well, not as much as you could.
And you do, I suppose.
I'm here by accident.
Your choice to stay.
They need someone.
Exactly. Look, what are you doing tonight?
I'm sorry?
Well, don't take this the wrong way, but I live alone and I'm new here, and, well, it'd be a refreshing change to have dinner with someone I could actually have a conversation with.
I don't know.
Please don't feel awkward about turning me down if you're busy. It'll be wimpy or fish and chips, I'm afraid.
All right, then.
Good. Right. Let's see if we can have as much success with our Wendy, shall we?
A solicitor? Where did you meet a solicitor?
At the home. He represents some of the children.
I'm sure he's not shooting you a line.
Of course I'm sure.
Sounds a bit odd. Solicitor visiting a children's home.
Yes, well, he's different.
Most likely a solicitor's clerk.
He's not a clerk, he's a solicitor.
Well, as long as you're sure.
Of course I'm sure. And anyway, what difference does it make? What's wrong with clerks?
There's nothing wrong with clerks. Your father's a clerk.
I'm not a clerk. I'm the office manager.
And William is a solicitor.
William? On first name terms already?
Oh, for goodness sake, Mother.
Well, you're not a teenager anymore. And if he really is a solicitor, you make sure you treat him nicely.
What do you mean? Sleep with him?
No, I do not.
You can keep that sort of talk to yourself as well, thank you, young lady.
Well, that's what she means, isn't it?
No, it is not.
Don't worry, Mother. I promise I'll only sleep with him if I think he's slipping through the net. Okay?
University education's all well and good, and I'd be the first to admit I had a wonderful time at Oxford. But it's no substitute for real life.
There we are, sir.
Most of my friends went from a privileged school to a good regiment, up to university, into the city.
That's a shilling, please.
But I decided I wanted something different. Something less obvious and more rewarding.
So you decided to represent people who couldn't afford to represent themselves?
Well, if you don't have a voice, May, you have nothing in the world. Completely powerless. Most people can't make head or tail of the law. But I can, so I like to think I can help.
Oh, I wish I was born a man.
I'm glad you weren't.
No, what I mean is brainy.
Why, what have brains got to do with anything? May, you're a perfectly normal, bright human being. But more than that, much more than that, you care. You have that rare gift of love.
How can you tell after one meeting?
Wendy?
Wendy?
You saw her smoking.
So?
You didn't say anything.
Well, she's enough on her plate at the moment.
Exactly.
I don't always let her get away with it, you know.
Yes, but you do know when to, and that's because you care.
Oh, dear. You make me sound like some sort of saint.
Do I?
Listen, you don't know me.
Well, I'd like to get to know you, May.
Oh, don't waste your time with me. You could do much better if you tried.
I doubt it.
Some college girl. Someone like my sister.
You have a sister?
June. She goes to Sussex University.
I've seen enough of college girls. They hold no fascination for me now.
And I do.
Yes.
May, I've made some fresh tea.
Oh, yes.
You look so peaceful there. I thought you were asleep.
Just resting. It's so quiet. I have lorries roaring through my place all the time.
You're still in the flat?
It's handy for work.
And how is work?
Tedious. Mind you, I'm lucky to have a job at my age. They're laying people off all the time.
You're managing?
Of course.
I meant money.
Well, I still have some left over from the sale of the house. And I only rent the flat in Argyle Street. I should have enough to see me out.
See you out?
Getting old. Borrowed time, as Mum used to say.
Mum used to say lots of daft things.
She was always good to me.
And you to her, especially towards the end.
Glad I came.
So am I. I've missed you, May.
It's lovely here.
Then stay a while. Overnight, at least. I mean, you can always ring up work and say you're ill.
I don't think so.
Oh, why not, May? There's so much to catch up on, and if I was honest, I'd like your company.
You have your friends?
They don't share what we share, though.
No. All right. I'll stay tonight.
The door was open. I thought I'd find you here. Are you all right?
I'm fine, John, really.
Sure.
Yes, thanks. It's very kind of you to call round.
Well, we've all been very worried about you.
Thanks. This is my sister, May.
Didn't know you had a sister. Hello.
Hello.
I saw you at the funeral. I rather assumed you were related to William.
I was. Almost. William was my brother-in-law.
Guess who I saw yesterday walking down the seafront? Laurence Olivier, old Larry himself. Jenny asked him for his autograph, but neither she nor Sir Lawrence had a pen, so she stopped this policeman and asked him if she could borrow his. Jenny's such a card. It's great with the university being so near Brighton. It really is full of the weirdest people you ever saw.
Is that from June?
She met Sir Lawrence Olivier.
And she hadn't a pen.
Pen?
For his autograph.
What do you want his autograph for?
Well, it's nice to have, isn't it?
Is it?
May, don't be so contrary.
I'm not being contrary. Anyway, I'll see you later.
How much later?
I don't know. Later?
It seems to get later every time you go out. And you do yourself no favours throwing yourself at that man.
I'm not throwing myself at him. I love him and he loves me. What's wrong with that?
You just be careful, that's all.
If you're going to worry about anyone, worry about June. Oh, June. Must have cost a fortune.
Probably. I can't remember. It was for one of William's official dues. There were some cabinet ministers and their wives there. I didn't want to show him up.
Would he have cared?
Impressions are very important.
I suppose so.
Try it on.
No.
Why not? Go on.
I couldn't. I could never wear this.
You never know. Anyway, it won't do you any harm to try it on.
All right.
Do you remember we used to do this with Mother's clothes when she was out? Poor Mum. She never had very much. It looks good. It suits you. It really does, May.
It's lovely.
It's yours.
No, I couldn't. It would be a waste. I would never wear it.
You could if I took you somewhere to wear it.
Like where?
I don't know. Somewhere. I go to lots of do's.
None of them near Croydon, I dare say.
Oh, it doesn't have to be Croydon. I mean, it could be London, Edinburgh, wherever. We could see a lot more of each other, May. I'd like that. I could introduce you to some of my friends. I have some good friends.
Like John Dyson?
Yes, like John.
He seems very fond of you.
He's been a good friend, especially through William's illness.
Did William like him?
Oh, yes, they were great friends. It was through William he got his cottage in the village.
He told me he worked at home.
He's a composer.
Really?
It's nothing posh. TV work, mostly. Makes up signature tunes, that sort of thing.
Is he married?
Divorced. Lives on his own. He's kept me sane during some very difficult times. It's good fun.
William's clothes.
What?
I was trying to work out what it was. There's none of William's clothes here.
I've moved them. I couldn't bear to see them.
No. I agree.
What?
John Dyson. It looks like a lot of fun.
Fair? Something fair. Second word.
Hold!
Bend.
Oh, sounds like bend.
The end. The end, something fair.
And it's a novel.
By Graham Greene. The End of the Affair.
Exactly.
That was a hard one, William.
It certainly was.
Not if you're well read.
Oh, Father, stop showing off.
Not if you have an ulterior motive.
What ulterior motive?
Happy Christmas, May.
But it isn't Christmas Day till tomorrow.
Open it. Will you marry me, May?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, I'll marry you. Oh.
I think this calls for a celebration.
What calls for a celebration?
June!
Hello, Daddy. Hello, Mummy. What celebration?
June. This is William. William, this is June. William and I are going to be married.
May, that's terrific. William. Hello, and congratulations.
Everything all right?
As right as it'll ever be, under the circumstances.
Did May go to work today?
No.
Did you have a word with her?
Yes.
And?
She said she wasn't going.
It's nearly 2 months now. They're not going to put up with her absenteeism indefinitely.
It's difficult for her, Charlie. I mean, they all knew she was getting engaged to William.
Well, then she shouldn't have told them. She should have kept her mouth shut.
For goodness sake, she didn't know this was going to happen.
Well, it has. And we all have to try and make the best of it.
Yes, well, it's easy for us to talk, isn't it?
Oh, you think so? You think I wanted this? You think I wanted June to go off and live with that man before she was halfway through a university course?
Please don't shout. She's just above you.
I don't care. She has to make some attempt to pull herself together. She is a grown woman, for goodness sake.
She's hurt. She loved him.
I know! I know. Oh, God, what a mess.
I know. Look, sit down and have your tea. I'll go give May a shout. May? May, darling, your tea's ready. May?
You should have let me go and get her. How about a cup of tea?
She might like that. I could put a scone on the side.
I could take it up to her.
That would be nice. You will go easy, though, won't you?
Of course I will. May? Can I come in? I brought you a cup of tea. May? Just stand there, woman. Get an ambulance!
You look much better today. Dad's coming to see you on his way back from work. Oh, and I had a word with the doctor as I came in. He said you don't have to worry. There'll be no long-term effects. No lasting damage. The other doctor, the psychiatrist, said what you did's quite common in young women. Something to do with the time of the month. That's what he said, dear.
It's nothing to do with my period, Mother.
All I'm saying is that could have been one of the considerations.
It was him. I did it because of him and her.
No man's worth taking your life for. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. June's devastated.
Oh, poor June.
It's something no one could have foreseen, May.
I certainly didn't.
I rue the day you ever brought that man back to the house. And frankly, if he can switch his affections as quickly as that once, he could do it again.
Let's hope he does.
What?
Then maybe he'd realize what an empty-headed creature she is and come back to me.
You wouldn't have him back. Not after what he's done to you.
I'd crawl back on my hands and knees if that's what he wanted.
It's from June.
Oh. Is she all right?
Well, hold your horses a minute.
Oh, come on, Moana. What did she say?
Just a minute.
Don't read it out.
I would have thought you were old enough to read it yourself.
What?
Well, I know it's from Singapore, but presumably it's in English.
A baby. She's been looking after her friend's baby. And William met the Prime Minister.
Time she had a baby of her own. Not as if she's working anymore, and they have been married 5 years.
That was a bit tactless.
What?
You know how she still feels.
Yes. It's high time she stopped. The man made his choice. She has to live with it.
I think she'll probably always live with it.
There you are.
Thank you.
That was when William was working in Malaya.
You've seen so much of the world.
Yes. In the early days, it was fun.
And all these things, each with a life of its own.
I've been lucky.
Yes.
I'm not talking about my life. I'm talking about us. I've often thought about this happening. Prayed for it even, but I never really held out any hope. And here you are. We are. Talking. Seeing each other again. You really can't understand what this means to me, May. God knows I don't deserve it. Don't be silly. Do you still hate me?
Of course I don't hate you.
Well, when I saw you at the church.
I was in shock. Suddenly realizing he was dead.
May, why don't you come and live with me?
What?
I know it won't make up for what happened, but really, I'd like it. Well, this is a big house. It can easily support 2 people, and I know you like it here. I just can't bear to think of you in that poky little flat having to trek off to work every day when I can easily afford to keep both of us. William was a wealthy man. He left me very well provided for. Please, May, think about it. It would be my way of paying you back for everything I've done.
All that happened was a long time ago. We can't go on living in the past, can we?
So you will? You'll come here and live with me?
If that's what you want.
May! Oh, don't worry.
I'm so
Look,
sorry.
it's just the glass. It doesn't matter.
Ow, I'm so sorry. I'm all right. I'm
Look,
so
just
sorry.
leave it. I don't care. I have my sister back.